The world is adapting to the new normal because of the pandemic, but at the same time, marketers are also adjusting to the new normal, which is a world without third party cookies. What are these and why are they being phased out? Let's find out more. Hi Kunj, thanks for taking some time out. So you work at the marketing technologies department in Merkle Soccer team. We've heard about the third-party cookies being phased out, and it's created some sense of confusion and fear amongst marketers. But what is happening and why is it going on?
Thank you, Mang. Thank you for conducting this session. And okay, so if we talk about cookies, yeah, so cookies are going away, but there's a bit confusion here. The first party cookies are not going away. It's just the third party cookies. Now, Google had announced this year in Jan that within 2 years they will be stopping and removing all the cookies from their Chrome browser. Now, so first let's talk about how this affects, like what does it do, the third party cookie. So the third party cookie actually curates your online experience. So you go to one platform, you browse, you do some activity, and you look at some ad. And when you go to another online platform, uh, bases your digital behavior on the previous platform, the content that you see, the ads that you see, it get curated. Okay, so that linkage they want to remove. That linkage comes from the third party cookies. Now, when you say that cookies are going away, so this third party cookies are going away. The first party cookies and the first party cookies mean the cookies created by the brand owned digital properties. So the tools or any other marketing cloud tools or marketing implementations that different companies do, they use different tools like Adobe Marketing Cloud tools or maybe Google Analytics tools. So those first party cookies that get created, they are not going away, and brands will always have that, and they can always use that to curate their experience, their customer experience.
Okay, so you're saying that the first-party cookies are not going, which means that the data that the brand owns is not going. It's
No,
just the
it's not.
third-party
It's
cookies.
not. Yes.
And you mentioned about some tools like the Adobe tool and other marketing technologies tools. Can you explain a little bit more about how can they help brands? How can they replace these third-party cookies?
Of course. So when I talk about Adobe tools, right? So there's Adobe Analytics tool, there's Adobe Audience Manager tool, which is a DMP. So what happens is when you come to a website and you browse the website, you click on some links, you look at some video, all that digital footprint, all that digital activity is getting tracked when once an analytic tool is implemented on your website. Now, Adobe Analytics records this behavior. Basis this behavior, Adobe Audience Manager, that is the DMP, tracks your online behavior basically to curate that, okay, to curate and to identify what type of audience you are. And basis that, the marketer can use those different types of audiences to give you a personalized experience in the next set. So when you say third party cookies, first party cookies, all this uh, basically comes into picture when you talk about a more specific tool, that is DMP, that is a data management platform. Now, there's a miscommunication or maybe a misconception that DMP only deals with third party cookies. It's not that. In collaboration with Adobe Analytics, the DMP, that is Adobe Audience Manager, they both collaborate and they both track the online behavior of the user, and that is the first party cookie. And basis that, they will give a personalized or curated experience to the customer on their different properties. And there, that is what you can call a consistent brand messaging across the platforms. So these are the two tools from Adobe Marketing Cloud Suite which can be used here.
Right, so you're saying that with the use of marketing technologies, you can offset the fact that the third-party cookies are going to be phased out.
Yes.
And you spoke specifically about Adobe, but having looked at the marketing technology landscape, people know that there are a bunch of different options available. Now, as a brand who's starting out and is worried about this, how do you go about in this confusion? Where do you start?
So you basically start with the basic tracking of your audiences, basic identification of your audiences, who your audiences are, who is coming to your website, what are they doing. So to understand all this, you can implement a basic analytics solution. If you opt for Adobe, it will be Adobe Analytics, or you can go for Google Analytics. There are similar other tools, but these are the two most popular tools in the market. Now, if once you implement this, you have a basic understanding of how many people are coming to your website, what are they doing, how much time are they spending on your website, right? And which sections or which content that is available, what content that is available on your website is more popular. So you understand all that, and then when you are trying to run a new campaign, or when you're trying to plan your next media initiative, you have this information that, okay, these are the specific sources from where my audiences are coming. This is what they are doing, and this is what they are looking for, and this is the place where I'm losing most of my audiences. So what do I need to do? So when I'm planning my next campaign or marketing initiative, I can use all this information to make my media initiative more powerful, and I can improve the customer experience at the same time.
So you're saying that we can do all of this using an analytics platform or an analytics marketing solution, and then you can build on this marketing technology stack as and when you progress along the journey of digital transformation.
Yes, yes. And when we started, we were talking about the third party cookies, right? So these are the basic tools, the analytics tools, which make you understand your audience behavior. Now, basis your audience behavior, what kind of content you're going to provide them, that comes from your DMP. Now, but the main problem here is that there is a requirement of the tool which gives you that possibility to identify your audience across the platforms, right? So you don't have a single ID. So that's where this new capability that is called customer data platform or customer data hub comes into picture. So what a CDP or CDH does is it collects all your data from all your customer data from different sources, and it gives you a single view of the customer. That's how you handle this cookie-less world, which is going to happen in the next 2 years or so. So when the cookies are going away, so how will you identify your customer across the platforms? How will you stitch their behavior? So CDP comes into picture there, and it gives you, other than this, there are immense capabilities, but this is the most basic function, that it tells you that who is your customer across platform. One single view of the customer, one single ID of the customer across platforms.
Thanks, Kunj. I think I understand now. Because of the phasing out of third party cookies, there is a risk of losing out understanding about your customers and who they are. So, to make up for that, you would want a sophisticated marketing technology tool, and that's where you would start from. We'll be back with more questions for Kunj on the evolution of the third party cookies.